3, 2, 1.
Get ready for some Philly sports talk. Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, and the Birds.
He's an ass. Give him the ball. He can make plays.
Just shut up and enjoy the greatness.
There's a lot done back here.
It makes you less happy, which is exactly what I want.
Let's do it.
3, 2.
Philly! Hello, everybody. Hello, Philadelphia. Welcome back once again to a long-awaited episode of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. As always, my name is Ryan Conway, and joining me here on the Liberty Line Podcast Network is my illustrious co-host and wartime consigliere, Sam Glavin. And, of course, we have our incomparable producer behind the glass, Seamus G, chopping up the highlights, put together that lovely intro you saw at the start, which you, of course, can find on our Instagram at wolvesofbroadst. Sam, it's been a fat minute. It's been a couple weeks since our last show. We took time off over the All-Star break. We're All-Stars over at the Liberty Line ourselves. So we figured, we might as well take the week. And obviously, between last Wednesday and today, this Thursday, a lot has gone on. Obviously, talks about the MLB season, issues with that, which we'll get to. But we're going to start with the positives. James Harden made his debut for the 76ers. He's now played 3 games, and he had his first game last night at home at the Farg. Sixers are 3-0. I mean, there's not much more you can say about James Harden just off the jump. Am I wrong? Just from first impression, like incredible as advertised.
Just so fun to watch. I mean, I'm excited to watch Sixers games now. I caught his debut while I was in Lynchburg for our opening series in Virginia, and I was watching it. And we got to that hotel just in time. I threw on my laptop. I told YouTube TV that I was just on vacation and that I can still watch Philly sports from Virginia. And I was able to watch it, and it was electric. And
yes, sir.
I'm just excited to watch every Sixers game now. That's what he does. That's the kind of stuff that he brings to the table. It's freaking awesome.
It's true. I mean, watching him on the floor with the Sixers is such a revelation. We haven't had a player that can dribble, pass, and shoot on the Sixers since I couldn't even tell you. Allen Iverson might even be a stretch considering his efficiency. I mean, as good as he was, we haven't had a guy that can do what James Harden does at that level of efficiency. He's top 5 all times in three-pointers made in the NBA, in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So we have a legitimate threat on the offensive side of the basketball. And, I mean, Sam, we've seen him rack up those free throws like we know he can. He and Joel Embiid against the Knicks on Sunday. Joel alone shot 27. But
that's
James
absurd.
Harden got in the mix too. It's crazy.
That is unreal. 27 free throws.
Ew.
That's gross. I mean, Fontley would take them. They're free. It's free points. And Joel Embiid, like the free throw shooter that he is, I mean, he probably gets 25 of those points. Like he probably gets 25 of those.
I do believe that was his line from the
that the line? There you go.
I do believe that's what he hit on Sunday. Because he hits him at minimum at 80%. I mean, He kind of fluctuates throughout the year. But dude, it's scary to watch. It's scary to watch. And what's so funny is that people question the fit between Joel Embiid and James Harden. They said, Joel Embiid's not a rim runner like Clint Capella. Well, you saw Joel Embiid catch a couple lobs from James Harden. He can do those things. He just hasn't had a guy that attracts enough attention away from the basket for him to go up and get a lob in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have our big 3, Sam. Now we have our big 3. But it's interesting because it's not who you'd think in that big 3, at least not at the start of the season. Mm-hmm. Tobias Harris no longer in that, never should have been
4th option.
He's now the 4th option on this basketball team, considering James Harden Joel Embiid, and of course, Tyrese Maxey. Dude, he had 4 points in the first half last night, and then James Harden pulls him over and is like, "Are you gonna play basketball? Are you gonna play tonight?" And then he goes and drops 21 in the second half.
That's my biggest thing with James Harden right now, man. Like, yeah, all of his individual skills are great. He can shoot it, he can dribble, he can pass it, but he just makes everybody else around him better. I mean, you see, like, Joel Embiid's getting more open. He's clearly taken Tyrese Maxey under his wing to, like, say, "Yo, you're a dog and you're young. Like, I got you." And that is just so freaking cool to see. And it's just, and even like Matisse, I see it a little bit in Matisse Thybulle. He's getting a little bit more open. Like, he'll get better. Like, he'll get better. Like, he'll start to have time in practice. Like, okay, like, I'm actually going to be open to take 3-pointers now. I should start making these. He's doing great defensively as well, as always. And James Harden, it's so crazy how much the floor has just opened up as soon as one guy walks onto the court, and that's James Harden. It's just been freaking awesome to watch.
I mean, we said all year, Daryl's not going to make a move unless it's for a difference maker. Daryl's not going to be able to put together a championship team for the 76ers without a difference maker. James Harden was that difference maker. Clearly, we got him. And I don't miss Seth Curry at all. I don't even think about Seth Curry anymore. I don't even think about Andre Drummond anymore. We got DeAndre Jordan now. That's interesting.
That's pretty cool. Wait, is that confirmed? That's confirmed?
That's confirmed.
Wow, that's awesome.
That came in. That was one of the many things I read in between my piss break in Connecticut and pulling into my driveway in Pennsylvania here. So
driving through Connecticut's just the worst, isn't it?
Dude, and coming down from the north, I had to go, it's basically corner to corner Connecticut.
Yeah, like the area
narrow,
Connecticut. Yeah.
Psycho. Everyone is a psycho, but we can get
the cop
to that
car. The cop cars there too. Dog, how many of those cop cars did you see? They don't even look. They don't look like the cop cars around here.
It's fucked.
Yeah,
I felt like I was in a different country.
Yep, it basically is. I mean,
it's fucked up. But regardless of the driving conditions in Connecticut, which are abysmal and always have been and will continue to be, till they make that highway more than 2 lanes on either side. Jesus Christ.
Or just obliterate the state.
Or just or just torch it completely. Either way, I mean, no skin off my ass. I because I'm here in Philly now and I'm watching the Sixers play, Sam, and I've got to say, it's been great. And I'll also say this: it was nice to see the reception that James Harden got, because obviously it was going to happen, and this city has just been kind of like simmering. And as time has gone on since the trade, we've just been just bursting at the seams, ready to get this guy in the Sixers uniform on the floor in South Philly. And when he finally did, he went out and he performed. He absolutely went out and did exactly what we've asked him to do, exactly what we've expected of him to do. And meanwhile, Brooklyn Nets fans are trying to, rationalize that Ben Simmons is going to start shooting this year.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Simmons is not coming back on March 10th with that phantom back injury.
Oh my gosh, dude! I don't even want to talk about Ben Simmons. I got a little bit of a bone to pick with the Sixers like media team or whoever like runs like the pregame shenanigans. Why is James Harden the first one out of the tunnel? You got to make him last. Get the crowd going. I mean, I know Joel Embiid's always last. I don't know if it has anything to do with like positions and like they just go through like point guard, shooting guard, power forward. And then maybe that's what. But I was totally expecting James Harden to come out last and like have the crowd like get absolutely like fucking rocking. I feel like everybody was caught off guard. Like when I was watching that, they were like starting James Harden, and then everybody was like, "Huh, what?"
Didn't give it nearly enough time. They should have given him a video or something like
something. To get
just
the people going.
And then when he comes out, like I know they already did, I guess, for when he rang the bell, because they had a home game before the trade deadline.
Yeah,
and that's the game that we got clapped by the Celtics by 48. So we definitely had to redo that one. We definitely should have redone that one and given him a little more. But dude, it's crazy the kind of splits that he's putting up, and it's actually, you know what? It's not crazy. It's not crazy because this is what James Harden can do when he's locked in, and people say, "Oh, he quit on He quit on New York, or he quit on Brooklyn. He quit on Houston. Yeah, well, Kyrie played half the games, and I'd quit on Houston too. Look at them; they suck.
Yeah, that was brutal.
They suck big time. So
That was his first bag, though, right? Like that was his first like big contract, because that's where he went to after OKC, or was he with
got
somebody
traded.
else?
He got
Oh, he
traded
got
from OKC.
traded?
James Harden has never been a free agent, and people complain about his loyalty. He
Are you
signs
kidding me?
extensions. He signs extensions like it's going out of style. He's never been an unrestricted free agent
Wow.
in his NBA career, and he's towards the tail end of it.
Yeah, he is. That's insane. That's a good little fact.
So everyone needs to shut up about him being like a disloyal teammate or being a bad teammate.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
just
know.
stupid.
I think the fact that we've already got like 4 or 5 games out of him already, and Ben Simmons hasn't even touched the floor for the Brooklyn Nets yet. Like, I think that's a win.
We've gotten 3 James Harden basketball games, and let's just take a look at the stats here. So James Harden last night, 36 minutes, 26 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 8 of 13 from the floor, 8 of 10 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm gonna pull up Ben Simmons stats real quick. So he's got 0 minutes, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, and yeah, that's it.
He's got him beat in every statistical category.
We're winning this trade so far.
Yeah, man. And then we take it back to Sunday against the Knicks. Again, 29 points from James Harden, 10 rebounds, 16 assists, 8 of 14.
That's a triple double right there. Not the 10-10-10 bullshit that Ben Simmons is going to start putting up over in Brooklyn, just like he did here. I can't believe people think he's going to change. Like as soon as he crosses the state border to New York, from Pennsylvania to New York, he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll start improving now. I'm going to start shooting the basketball. I'm going to start putting up 25, like 15 and 10." And yeah, I'm just gonna start playing basketball in the way I know how to do it. No, that's not how it works.
The amount of tweets I've seen, Ben doesn't need to shoot to impact the game. Okay, all right, and that's been my fucking thing, or that was my thing for years.
Yeah,
that was my thing for years. I was like, and that's true to a degree, but it's not enough to win a championship. We've seen it. So, and then when you combine, so clearly James Harden is the winner of the trade, or we're the winners of the trade for getting James Harden. And what's great is too, Sam, people said, "Oh, James Harden's coming to Philly. He's going to take the ball out of Joel Embiid's hands. He's going to make sure he's not as potent a scoring threat." So guess what? James Harden, like I said, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 16 assists. Joel Embiid, that same game, 37 points. Granted, he was 23 of 27 from the line, but regardless,
there's not enough points to go around.
Yeah, that's just patently false. Because then Tyrese Maxey also dropped 21, but then Tobias Harris taking less than 10 shots a game sounds like heaven to me.
I love that so goddamn much.
Let him be the role player he was always destined to be.
Hall of Fame role player.
That's what, dude, he could have been. Dude, he really is basically like if Chris Middleton was actually a role player. Because Chris Middleton's been an all-star a few times now. I can't call him a role player anymore.
Can't call him a role player anymore.
Because he just simply isn't. But yeah, exactly. Tobias Harris cannot score whatsoever. So, I mean, he can give you 20 a night. It's just, it's sort of like you can lead a horse to water. You can get him the best horse leader in the world, in James Harden. He's led more guys to water. He's led more horses to water than anybody else in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Well, probably, metaphor aside, but whether or not they drink is completely out of his control. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Dude, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Sixers can do as Tyrese Maxey becomes an adult man.
Yeah.
He is a child. He is a boy. He is a boy. And do you want to know something interesting? Do you want to know something fun and interesting, Sam?
Always.
So the picks that we got in return for Markelle Fultz, I apologize. Markelle Fultz. those actually turned into Tyrese Maxey and Matisse Thybulle.
Would you look at that?
Best number 1 overall pick of all time.
Awesome. That's sick.
Sorry, LeBron. Markelle Fultz has done more for the city of Philadelphia than Ben Simmons. Stamp it.
Wow, that's juicy.
He's done more for the city of Philadelphia than Ben Simmons. I like Markelle Fultz more than I like Ben Simmons.
I'm with you. Fully with you. And both of them can't shoot, which is insane.
Fultz didn't live long enough to see himself become the villain.
That's Batman. That's true.
There it is.
That is Batman. Oh my god, yeah. Seamus G is bringing this up in the chat right now. Embiid bringing up the burner stuff with the Colangelos. How funny was that?
We were talking about that with Kev. It was funny because we were talking about we deserve Joel Embiid. No.
Yes.
Joel Embiid deserves this. Yeah. You know how much shit he's been through on a personal level?
He said it.
His foot broke twice. His brother died. Howard Essence calling him fat on the radio every day.
His dog got crushed by an elevator door.
Crushed in an elevator door. And I'm sitting here like, we deserve Joel Embiid. No, Joel Embiid deserves James Harden. He deserves Tyrese Maxey. He deserves a supporting cast around him that can support him, and he deserves to be playing the way he is right now because of all the work that he's put in and all the patience that he's had with this franchise. And all the patience this franchise has had with him. But I think now it's time to go ahead and harvest. I think this is a scary looking Sixers team. They're going to be a fucking problemo.
Yes, sir. I'm excited. It's going to be great. Very, very excited.
And if they fail, Doc Rivers gets fired, and then that'll be even better for Joel Embiid.
And then we get another year of basically the same big three. No, actually the same big three because Maxey's not going anywhere, Harden's not going anywhere, and Embiid's not going anywhere.
Hopefully, yeah.
There you go.
There it is. That's that.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
Markelle Fultz, and he actually did return. He is playing basketball again. And
I
he
did
had a
see
decent
that
game. He had a decent stat line. We don't need to talk about it too much, but
fuck him.
It's cool. So let me just take a look here at the Sixers schedule coming up.
Yeah,
and just break it down for you, Sam, because there's not a lot of time left, buddy. Not a lot of time left in the Sixers season. I know you're excited about that.
I know. Well, here's the thing. Like I was just told today, like it's oh my god. Get out of here. Get out of here, Bob. We took a week off from you. That's actually why we took a week off.
It's true.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the NBA like playoffs and stuff are coming up, dude. Like that means I graduate soon, and that means like my thesis is due in like somebody told me my thesis is due in 50 days, and I was like,
that's gross.
No thanks.
That's gross.
Yeah.
That's gross. Well, you have 20 NBA games left until your thesis is due. So
perfect.
Do with that information what you will. The Sixers have 20 games until the end of until the end of the season, Sam. And what is your thesis, by the way?
Oh yeah, my thesis is it's about this book called, actually I got it right here. It's about this book called Beartown. And here, this is it right here. Beartown. It's about a junior hockey team in northern Sweden. And they're basically like they're basically the town, and this town is upheld by this junior hockey team economically, social, like everything. And so I'm analyzing fandom through the lens of this book, and gonna be talking about the economy, gonna be talking a little bit about pathology and feminism a little bit. Pretty cool. So
nice. See, when I heard Beartown, I thought it was going to be about a bunch of large, hairy gay men, but this sounds equally as interesting.
Yeah, so basically the gist of the story is like this, the main character, one of the main characters is like the best player on this hockey team, and he ends up raping the coach's daughter, and that doesn't play out well. And
that's good. That's good.
And like it's interesting because like the town is just like mad at the girl.
Of course. Oh yeah, obviously it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, excellent.
So that's a big talking point in my thesis.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. The liberal media will love that. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
yeah, it's good stuff. I'm talking a lot about like sports and like crazy people, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. There's no doubt. What's Seamus saying here? Tighten up. I'll tighten you up, motherfucker. I'll tighten you up. You're the one that asked about the thesis, Seamus. You put it in the chat. I didn't want you to your question to go unanswered. So we all have to acknowledge our role in this going off the rails. And with that being said, we're gonna go off the rails and right into the Doghouse. Brought to you by Wide Plank Floor Supply. Visit their website at www.wideplankfloorsupply.com. Get a recommendation for a contractor. Get a quote. Wide Plank Floor Supply. If it's wide, they've got it. Sam, I'm gonna go first.
Yes,
Because there's some shit going down right now that I'm none too pleased with. None too pleased with whatsoever going on over in Eastern Europe. Russia just up and invaded Ukraine last week. I did a
during
live
our
stream.
off week.
During our off week.
It's like they fucking knew.
I actually ended up doing a stream with Drew at like midnight, from midnight to like 1:30 in the morning, the night of the invasion, just kind of running everything down over at the weekly here on twitch.tv/Liberty Line. But outside of that, dude, I'm throwing Putin, Russia, all of them. Get in the doghouse. What the fuck are we doing, guys? You invaded a so they said, no, we don't want you to join NATO because then that means we can't invade you. And what we're going to do to get you from joining them in the first place is invade you. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? That's like that's like following the girl home from the bar. You know what I mean? It's like she already said no.
Yeah.
Like now everything you're doing is just illegal.
That that's
what I mean?
it's a great analogy. I mean,
thank you. Now
alarming,
everything you're doing is
an
illegal.
alarming analogy.
And no one is happy. Nobody is happy with you.
That is yeah. I mean, props.
Get in the doghouse, Vlad, Vova, whatever the fuck they call you over there. You little dude. He looks like shit too.
He does look like shit.
He looks
worse than our president, and that's like coming from me.
He looks worse than Joe Biden, and Joe Biden does not even look there. He looks like a hologram.
Yeah, that's very true. What is the deal with like you know what? I don't even want to get into it. My doghouse is sports related. Finally, I can't remember the last time I had a sports related doghouse.
Oh, just real quick, Sam. Just real quick.
Yeah,
Seamus
sure.
G did throw this in the chat. Is Putin ring chasing right now? Like, is he ring chasing? Is he trying to get another feather in the cap before this all goes tits up for him? You think?
I don't know. Can we
you think he might be just like?
Can we compare him to another athlete right now? Like
grab
onto
something you can grab onto. Like
yeah.
I don't know. What's like an older guy joining a team that I don't know. It's like Ryan Kerrigan joining the Eagles. It's like he's not good.
Or maybe like Albert Pujols joining the Dodgers.
That is exactly what it's like.
Okay,
except
all right.
He's in charge.
Okay, yeah, Albert Pujols was definitely not in charge of that team, but
no. But that's where it gets complicated. That's where things get weird.
Yeah,
maybe he's kind of Russell Westbrooking this whole thing.
Oh,
he is kind of Russell Westbrooking this whole thing. But he can think about that while he's in the while he's calling plays from the doghouse for the next week. So, Sam, who you got in your doghouse, buddy?
I have none other than the Rob Manfred. Which is, I feel like, pretty standard at this point.
Yeah.
Rob Manfred, I'm seeing all these videos and stuff, or seeing all these tweets, being like, "Oh my God, they're close! Like, just gotta land the plane. Like, they've budged a little bit." And then he comes out next day saying, "Boom, canceled. First week, canceled." And you know what? Seamus is asking if he's a lifetime appointee, and I do dub Rob Manfred a lifetime appointee of the Doghouse at this point. Just because this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I cannot believe like you are the commissioner of. At this point, I am now like I at first I was like fuck both of these sides. Like they're being pussies. But now I am fully on the player side. Like it's drawn out this long. Like you go get yours. Like that's where I'm at this point. Like they've already canceled like the first week, so it's gonna be a delayed season anyways. Like, you know what? Go get yours. I actually would really like to see like younger players start to get paid a little bit more, and then that way you would be able to like bring them up earlier. What's the term for that? Fuck. It's like I don't remember. Anyways, shit. What is it? It's like games played or something, but
Time served.
Time served. Yes, thank you. Time served. That's perfect. And so that would allow us to bring, like, we would have been able to bring up Bryson Stott basically, or Alec Boehm like 2 years ago, you know? So, and if they were being paid like that, so that's something.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
But
that is something.
Yeah, Manfred, get in the doghouse, you fucking rat.
He's such a fucking jackass, man.
Yeah.
He is so dumb. And we're gonna continue talking about this.
And you see this video, like fans waiting outside of the thing for hours upon hours upon hours, waiting for this deal to get done so they can go watch some fucking baseball. And they get a video of him like, "You guys done yet?" He's like, "Nope, we're working on it." And be like, "Are you really working on it?" I think you should be trying harder. I think you should try harder. Actually,
I don't think he tried hard at all.
Yeah,
I don't think he tried hard at all. And we're gonna continue talking about this. But that was the Doghouse, brought to you by Wide Plank Floor Supply. Visit their website at www.wideplankfloorsupply.com. Get a recommendation for a contractor. Get a quote. Wide Plank Floor Supply. If it's wide, they've got it. I don't know if they sell single planks, but I would recommend going to their website, shooting them a comment, and seeing if you can get a single plank to beat the shit out of Rob Manfred with. I'm sure maybe
board.
A sample board?
Yeah, sample board works, I guess. I mean,
sample board.
You got to bring it back, but
I got to stop. Oh, okay. That's fair. I got to stop coming up with promos mid-ad read. I really got to. I got to stop coming up with non-existent offers.
Would you say you have to tighten up? Is that what you?
No, I don't need to tighten up. I think I can think of a couple guys need to tighten up right now.
Yeah.
One of their names is Sam. The other one's Vladimir. All right. So,
God damn it.
With all that being said, Sam, baseball.
No baseball as of right now. Yeah,
Jesus.
no baseball as of right now. I mean, would I have liked to start on time? Yeah, I think I would have liked to start on time. Yeah, but no, it's just everything I said before. It's like I just don't understand why they can't just come to an agreement. At first, and I said this earlier, like at first I was mad at the players just as much as I am at the owners, but it's not the case anymore. I mean, I feel like the players are asking for not that. The players have walked back like some of their stuff. The MLB has not walked back anything. Like the MLB has done like a counter offer, and then the MLB players say no, and then they say fuck you guys, and then that's it. And then it's another 20-minute meeting, and I want to die because baseball isn't going to start, and I'm going to play in spring training next week, and I'm not going to be able to go to my off day and go to Clearwater and watch the Phillies play baseball.
Can you watch the Clearwater Phillies?
No, because I guess, yeah, actually, maybe they will start playing in Clearwater. Like, I don't know when they start, but we could go to an Iron Pigs game, I guess, like if you really wanted to. Like, let's do that.
I feel like, look, here's the thing. What the fuck is this summer going to be if there's no baseball?
I will die.
I don't even like baseball, and I love baseball.
Yeah.
Like, when we're doing it, and part of that's just has been doing the show with you. I kind of had to start paying attention to it just so I didn't sound like a complete idiot. But, like, you know, I've come a long way from which Chris Davis is which.
Yes, you have, my friend. Yes, you have. Oh, my God.
Huh? I know now. I know which one's which.
I know you do now. Yeah.
It's ingrained. I never thought I'd get it. But that's, this is hurting ordinary people, Sam.
It is. Dude, the minor league teams are going to fucking go through the roof. You know what? Here's what we should do. We should make a segment when we would talk about the Phillies, we'll just talk about the Iron Pigs.
I'm good with that.
And college baseball. College baseball has been incredibly fun. to watch.
I enjoyed the College World Series, something I'd never really paid much attention to until this year, or until last year. Yeah, I'm so down to do whatever we can do with that because basketball doesn't last forever, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And there
last
hasn't
forever.
been, and we could also do the same thing with Sam's Corner. I mean, there hasn't been any UFC basically to talk
Yeah,
about. So
Sam's Corner. When's the next UFC fight? UFC.
I kind of want to say this Saturday night, maybe. I don't know, but
March 5th, 10 p.m. So next
yeah,
week
this
we'll have a
Saturday.
Sam's Corner.
Yep.
Ooh, dude.
Mhm.
So listen to this main event, dude.
Sure.
Colby Covington taking on Jorge Masvidal.
Sure. I've definitely heard of those names. I don't know too much about them. I'll do my research and then
Those are both names, though.
I will watch. Yeah, I know they are both names. I know that.
They're
and Seamus
absolutely
G
names.
Seamus G says that they both hate each other, which is extra electric.
It does make me happy. It does please me. So this is my question for you, Sam, as well. In terms of this lockout, why are there lockouts in the first place? I've never understood it. Do you have any idea why this happens?
It's basically like the MLB Player Association's contract with the owners and the MLB.
Stupid.
So like the contract is now up and they have to like renegotiate some things that they didn't like with the last contract.
What have they been doing this whole time?
Quote unquote negotiating.
I think they've just been freaking playing footsies for the last week. It's crazy that they just set a deadline.
Yeah.
And go that it's clear that they're not going to meet. Too. It's like they're like, okay, we're going to start talks now, and this is the deadline. I'm like, well, you could have just been talking. Why are you starting talks now? Like I don't know. The whole thing.
News.
And I don't know if Manfred is paying off Putin to distract from it. I don't know what the kind of connections are there, if there are any, which I mean, obviously there are, but obviously.
I don't know, man. I think we should just like forego the MLB for right now, and we can talk about college baseball. Dude, there's a guy who's got 9 home runs in 8 games right now.
Ew.
Tommy Tanks from NC State.
That's sick.
But it's been just
I think that's our team. I think that's our team.
Yeah, NC State. I'm cool with that.
I think the Wolfpack.
I think
that's our squad. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's our squad too.
Because can't go Mississippi State because they won.
Yeah. Ole Miss is pretty cool. They got the beer showers in right field when they
got a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Ole Miss.
That's pretty cool. This is very, very cool. We could be basic and do Vanderbilt, but I don't really want
That's like so dumb.
Yeah.
That's like who would even do that? Just be like,
we could be super like edgy and go like Patriot League team, like Lehigh or like Army or something.
Cool. I'll just never watch college baseball. That'd be amazing.
Our new team is the NC State Wolfpack with Tommy Tanks hitting dingers out the ass.
Never heard of this guy until 5 seconds ago, but Tommy Tanks it is, baby.
I don't actually know his real name, but that's his
Don't
name.
need to.
Tommy Tanks.
Never needed to. Sam, speaking of not knowing anything about stuff.
Sure.
So like you know the combine is going on right now for the NFL?
No.
Did you have any fucking
that.
idea?
No.
Dude, I didn't know until I saw today that we had a quarterback that we were talking to shoot on a basketball mini hoop during his interview.
Huh?
So we've gone from rock, paper, scissors, shoot to shooting on like.
This is a Sirianni thing.
This is a Sirianni interview.
All right. I thought this is like something that he was like kicked back like behind the desk and just picked up finished the interview, picked up the ball and shot it and like made it or something. I don't know.
No, this was like, hey, you have to do this.
And
I think he went 2 for 5, which
Sick.
is not great.
On one of those mini things? Come on now. We don't know how far away it is.
But NFL draft interview, you don't want to go 2 for 5. I'm sorry. You're not walking out of there going, yeah, I crushed it.
Killed that one. Yeah.
Yeah. No matter how great the rest of your interview went, if you clank 3 of them out of 5 shots, you're having a tough walk.
It's like
that door closes behind you and you're like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
It's like, you ever seen that episode with The Office where Daryl is interviewing at Jim's new like sports management company? He crushes the interview, and then he's like, I think like our partnership could be like a LeBron James jump shot, and shoots the basketball into the fish tank, and like the fish all die. And have you seen that? No.
Yeah.
Am I talking at a wall?
Yeah. No. Yeah, dude. That was.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's just one way to ruin an interview. And he's like, I don't know if they're looking at me now. So he acknowledges his failures, which is good. I was talking to my doctor. I had a doctor's appointment the other day. I was talking to my doctor about Jalen Hurts. He doesn't think Jalen Hurts is the guy.
I'm very glad you just said Jalen Hurts.
He doesn't think Jalen Hurts is the guy.
Oh, come on.
He said he likes him, but he's not sure. And I'm like, Doc. Come on, man. It's March. It was late February at the time. I'm like, Doc, come on, it's February. Draft's not for a little bit.
Yeah. Brian always missed me with that draft talk.
Dude, Brace hit me with a, you know what season it is, and I was like, basketball season? And he was like, well, yeah. What else? And I was like, I don't know. He was like, draft season. I'm like, fuck.
And then he had to dump the audio because he had to dump it.
It's like, I was like, oh, great. Oh, amazing. I love
if I'm being fully honest, I'm not fully ready to do draft talk myself either. And I like talking about the draft. I think it gives us lots of good content, talk about, stir the pot a little bit. And I know you hate it.
We're pot stirrers. But I think part of it was the traumatic experience I had falling in love with and being ripped away from Denzel Mims. I think that definitely caused some issues for me long term with the draft.
You could have said it literally you could have said 5 other things that happened in the draft that scarred you, and you picked Denzel Mims.
Well, yeah. That was the most painful. No.
I figured my silence there was good enough.
Part of what you have to understand was the crusade that I went on, that I mounted.
I know. I was there.
I know, but I know you were there. I know you were there. It was
the
tough.
Zoom screen.
It was hard work, Sam, in those Zoom calls back then. Back when this was maybe even pre-Zoom, dude. Maybe back in those FaceTime audio calls.
FaceTime audio.
The FaceTime audio and the separate Audacity files, and editing them together and then posting them. Yeah, man. Those were the trenches, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're fucking live streaming.
We are live streaming. Dude, we did a fucking celebrity interview over FaceTime audio. Not celebrity, but like pretty prominent Philadelphia sports voice.
No, a guy that people would know, yeah.
Yeah, like a guy that people would know. We did that over fucking FaceTime audio.
Yeah.
Put it together. I was like, hey, man, can you send me your audio file? Thanks.
He's like, yeah, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
I unfollowed him on Instagram the other day. Never
on Instagram? On Instagram. Okay, that's doable, I guess.
He never followed me. I was like, oh.
Okay,
this is the easiest decision I've ever made in my life.
Yeah. So I think now it's time for a little bit of Seamus Says.
I think you're damn right it is.
Hello.
Yo.
How are we doing, gentlemen?
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Better. Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing well as well.
Nice.
Weird way to put that. But, dude, James Harden and Joel Embiid are playing for the Philadelphia 76ers.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And to commemorate this, I have a Seamus Says, and it's just the Sixers iambic pentameter sonnet.
Nice.
God.
I'm ready. This was if you guys are all the loyal listeners will know that this was a challenge that I gave him last week. Actually, I don't remember if I did it on the air or not.
You did.
But, okay, so I did do it on the air. So this is a challenge that I posed to him live on the air, and he seems to have come up with it. So let's see. Let's see how this goes.
I don't know. My knees weak. My arms are heavy. So we'll see.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Co-stars Joel and James against the league. Infirm opponents need to run and hide. Because they're ready for war in red fatigues that's stained by the opponent's pride. Ugh. If you guard Joe, then James steps back to swish, or Harden dishes to an open post. Well, mate, good luck. You better make a wish. Look, Phillies Giants going coast to coast. We boast, then toast our past and all the rats. Those years of pain are over. Philly's here. Success is sweet despite that pesky brat. Alas, let's leave the salty haters in the rear. Retreat because scary minutes have arrived. Rejoice, the process worked, and now we thrive.
That was,
Yeah.
more or less,
Yep.
very, very good. I enjoyed that.
Followed the rhyme scheme, had the meter in there. Everything
It actually did. I was like,
did.
I had nothing to do on a Friday night, so I was playing some videos. And I was just like, all right, well, okay, let's
Yeah,
just
dude,
try and figure this out.
I was following along with the little.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is good for the audio listeners.
Yeah,
just
it's
the
great for
clap.
the audio listeners.
Just the
Yeah,
clapping.
So-
That was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's honestly, I mean, that's the most difficult one you've done so far. I think
It was definitely challenging.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's very good.
The whole
That's very good.
accent thing it's tough to. There's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a lot of words that don't start with an accented syllable.
Sure.
So I was trying to get around that a lot. But
right.
regardless, speaking of trying to get around things, let's get around talking about the Flyers because they are horrible. But they beat
Yeah, I
the
don't
Capitals,
even
so that was
know.
fun.
I don't even know what they're doing these days, man.
Not doing
I'll
much.
say this. I'll say this. They're making my teammates a lot of money in terms of gambling. Because it's just like
They're
a lock.
gambling against them.
Yeah, it's just a lock that they're gonna lose all the time.
That
It's
is,
the lock
that
of
is
the
very
century.
fair.
So, that's
But-
all I got on the Flyers.
The only way that this season's not an absolutely complete failure is if we have a top 5 pick and we might blow that somehow. We might be like between 5 and 8. So we'll see how that goes. But the entire Philadelphia Flyers team needs to be tested because it feels like they're allergic to nylon. They cannot find the back of the net. It's absolutely atrocious, dudes. It's atrocious. Like, our best player is Jerry Mayhew, and he's like
I don't even know who that is.
a fourth liner on a good team, and he's
No,
our
thanks.
best player right now.
No thanks.
Yeah, no thanks.
Didn't even know he existed until you just said his name. That's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, yep. He's been a star for us lately. We like picked him up on the waiver wire.
Sick.
That's been excellent, but we'll see how it goes, which means it's just gonna keep going poorly, but well for your roommates, Sam. So
Yeah. I mean, my roommates are degenerates that gamble and bet all the time. And yeah, they're just betting against the Flyers and they're winning a lot. So good for them. Yeah, honestly, good for them. Yeah.
You should always bet that their best player is going to score a goal all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that worked tonight.
I'd do I'd parlay fucking everything with the Flyers in there and just, always take the under on Flyers goals scored.
Little
always take the
Murphy's Law parlay for the Flyers.
I just fade the Flyers.
Fade
The
Flyers.
Flyers.
Fade the
Yeah,
Flyers.
Can we
James,
get that trending? Hashtag fade the Flyers. Yeah,
You
thanks.
said
Yeah, thank
you said Mayhew's a star for us.
Basically.
This is the kind of star that he is right now.
Nice.
Exactly.
That is exactly what
there.
we're working with right now. in terms
That's
of
just the
Flyers
Philadelphia
season.
Flyers logo right
An
now.
attempt was made.
You
be
could just
sure.
cross out attempt
I don't even think it counts as an attempt. This should not count as in terms of the season played. This should be wiped from the history books.
Yes.
In terms of Flyers hockey, it's been.
This feels almost as bad as the 10-72 Sixers team. However, that had a purpose, and we knew that going into the season.
Yeah.
With this season, we were like, hey, we could be on the cusp of a playoff spot, maybe. You never know. No. We're not even close.
Is this the most disappointing season? Like, in terms of expectations for a team going into the year, like, okay, they could be a playoff team. Like, is this the most disappointing team you've ever seen?
That I've ever seen? Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's really hard to overcome some of those Phillies teams. It just really is.
I was just seeing if my prayers were answered that we could get maybe a little bit more of a disappointing team with one of the other four sports, mainly hockey. So get people off of baseball for a second.
I would say either the last year of Kapler or the first year of Girardi was like last year and this year for the Flyers. Like last year, we were supposed to be on the edge of the playoffs. This year, we're supposed to be on the edge of the playoffs, but neither of them have come close, and that's just has to do with injuries per se. But no, it's just because we don't have the X's and the O's. We just don't.
We don't have a hockey team.
We don't have a hockey team. I mean, you know the whole saying, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to see it. Well, if no one's there to see the Philadelphia Flyers play, did they play? I would say no.
People are going.
Are they?
People go to these games, dude.
Bob said it here too. The stadium is packed all the time.
I mean, I was looking at the TLL Twitter. They did like a side by side or just like frame after frame, basically video of look around the stadium tonight versus a look around the stadium, the Wells Fargo Center last night when James Harden debuted.
Oh my God, dude.
It was two different places.
I need to talk to the people that are going to these games. I need to understand. I need to get them someone to talk to. I need to get them a hobby. I need to get them set up with employment or friends. Maybe they can all hang out together at something that isn't a Flyers game. But the people that are – if you or a loved one are going to Flyers games, please call 1-800-WOLVES69. It's our broadcast hotline, and we can get you set up with something with an alternative activity. I'll handle that directly. Just please don't do this to yourself anymore. Don't give the team any money. I don't care if you already paid for the tickets. Just burn them. Better use for anything else. Wipe your ass with them. I don't care. Just don't go to the game. Please.
Yeah,
that's fair. I mean, you would have to pay me a substantial amount of money to go.
I'd rather go to Ukraine than go to a Flyers game.
That's not saying much. You really
I
want to
also kind of really want to go anyway. But but that's neither here nor there.
That's a pretty good note to end on there.
Yeah, man.
Oh man!
Wait, guys,
what's up? Oh yeah, awesome!
How awesome is that?
No way!
We should totally click that link. Let's click it.
Please, nobody click these links. Please.
Yeah,
please, dear God, do not click these fucking links.
All right. Sorry.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this edition of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. My name is Sam Glavin. Joining me today was Ryan Conway at Ryan Conway 76, Seamus G at Shamelessly SG, and you can follow me at Sam Glavin 06. You can follow the Wolves of Broad Street on all the social media platforms at Wolves of Broad ST. Check out thelibertyline.com, all the blogs and stuff, and the other podcasts on the Liberty Line Podcast Network. Follow at Liberty Line PHL there as well for all the social media stuff. Buy a t-shirt. And yeah, why playing floor supply? James G, it closes down.